everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. There is no question today's game could be defined by the passing game. The Bengals are top 10 in pass yards, and they're going up against the Browns, who will need to be ready to cover a lot of space.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
It's second down. Dalton looking. And his throw is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up fourth down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll try on fourth. Here's Dalton. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. The decision to go for it pays off, and now they're set up first and goal. Mixon. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it two different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Giovanni Bernard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. Bullock out now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these team special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory.
He's got daylight. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. 85 yards. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well called, well blocked, and he just made a great play. There's an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness to it? Just getting there and taking off and going. For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know I'm not giving enough credit to the defenders because that pass was incomplete. But come on, it was A.J. Green. I always expect him to come up with the ball.
Yeah, on those deep routes especially, even on incompletions, it's fun to watch him run those routes.
It certainly is, but he eats up ground, and he usually goes up and gets it.
And the third down pass falls incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Taking it about the 16. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now they'll run it on the toss. And now running right through it. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And this one is right down Broadway. And with that, they'll move out in front by a couple here in this first quarter. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now they run with Mixon. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. So Dalton now. And that's complete to LaFell. A Bengal 1st down, Dalton hitting LaFell.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. They'll run here with Mixon. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Second down, Dalton. Flushed out right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
Dalton. And over the middle, it's LaFell. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Buying time to his left. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now Mixon. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals are in for 6. And the lead is up to 5. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the Browns getting set to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they...
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Let's see, the defense might bring some added pressure as the offense is dealing with a 3rd and long. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's brought down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A handoff as they run the counter play. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Passing, it's Dalton. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it, just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Fielded about a yard deep. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And Parkey's kick is good. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Flush to his right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. Johnson jostles free. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sua Cravens in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And to give this time to the tailback. 8 yards there helps, but they're still stuck now. 3rd and long coming up. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
To the left side here for Eifert. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
And that was a nice catch, and if the goal was to get into field goal range, it certainly appears that they accomplished that.
Well, and sometimes that's what you dial up in these situations, right, when you want 3?
Well, if the goal was to get into field goal territory, even though it'll be a long attempt, I think they accomplished that.
And sometimes you have plays for that. It's not always a first down when you want 3. Get a little bit closer, making it easier shot.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to concede to the defense, and they know what you're trying to get done, and to try and get any more than that is almost folly. Take what you can get, maybe have an opportunity to put 3 points on the board.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
To throw here, Dalton, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Dancing to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and that's sack number 2. For him on the year. First carry for the former Tar Heel Elijah Hood. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a 3rd and still about 12 to go. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down. Throwing is Mahomes on third. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Dalton throwing on second down. He completes it to Boyd. And he lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Here we go. The Browns will go for two. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Steps away to his left. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing, Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Again, it's Mixon. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Dalton gives to Bernard. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
Thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dalton being chased out left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Sua Cravens. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. And Dalton to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bud Dupree. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Space to maneuver at the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. First down now, but that clock rolling.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now Mahomes. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Browns send out their punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down. And as the fourth quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend. They want to go ahead and win it right now.
Flushed out right. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Third and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. "51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Buying time to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him. And he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Back to throw. Mahomes. A quick hitter complete. It's right. Big yardage there for the Browns. 18.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Some on this play, being knocked back to the 18. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. And they give this time to the tailback. He takes it to the 15. A nice display of power, but not a ton to show for it. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So here's the former Pro Bowler, Cody Parkey, in field goal formation. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So here's the former Pro Bowler, Cody Parkey, in field goal formation. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it's pandemonium in the dog pound as the Browns